In whatever you do, in no matter how you position your brand, what brand personality you bring out, one thing that you need is certainty. Hi guys, it's Michelle and I'm your Brand Rebel word wizard and the founder of the Be Brand Rebel Academy. And in this video, I'd like to talk to you around the concept of certainty. Certainty is something that we really need as entrepreneurs in whatever you do, whatever profession you have. No matter how you choose to show up and show yourself, make sure that you are certain. And here's why. So, whenever we feel that we have something to give, we have something to bring to our customers, and the people that we're trying to help, well, they're going to put their trust in us, to put their faith in us. And that requires, obviously, that they invest their money because, well, we cannot live from air, obviously. We ask them for that, for their money in return of us giving, giving what we're good at. So that's an exchange. Now, for everyone to have, enough faith in the other person to put in our money, we need to feel that the money that we invest equals what we get back. Because otherwise, if it feels like the value is less of what we're putting in, then, that imbalance, it actually feels like it's hurting, that we're parting from something. Investing money is something that, we have to separate from it. We have to separate from something that we've worked so hard for, and we try to hold on to it because in our brain, it's something of great value. And it is, of course. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with that money. But the thing is that we want to feel, we want to justify every choice that we've made. And usually the choice, especially when it comes to investing money, it's more an emotional thing than anything at all. And because of that, later on, after we've made that emotional decision, then we want to justify that it's been the right decision so that at least it won't feel like we have wasted our money. So you as an entrepreneur, as a professional, you want to make sure that your customer doesn't feel like they're wasting their money. And to do that, you want to give them a feeling, a sense of trust. You want to make them feel absolutely certain about the decision that they've just made. And that requires you to be certain in what you do, in how you convey your message about, in whatever you do. You need that level of certainty. In essence, certainty is one of our main needs as human beings. We want to feel safe. We want to feel secure. We want to feel that, we're good, basically. It's a very, very primal thing. All right, so the question is then, how will you make sure that you convey that certainty to your clients? Whether it's in a face-to-face conversation, whether it is on social media, in videos, or maybe when you're doing a workshop, or it doesn't matter, wherever you're interacting with clients, you want them to feel that you know what you're doing. So I have 5 strategies for you, 5 steps, actually 5 things that you can do for customers, your customers, to feel so at ease, to feel that you're really the one that can help them, so that they feel safer with you and actually safe enough to invest their money with you. All right, so the first step, the first thing is that you allow yourself to not feel certain the whole time. Because here's the thing with certainty. Usually certainty is something that you grow over time. It is because you're doing something that you get more experience, and at some point, yeah, okay, so I got this covered. But the thing is, of course, that as soon as you start something, you might not feel that from the start. It takes time. And you will not always feel as certain because sometimes, well, there's different things that can happen in your life and they can take a little bit of your security away. But the thing is that when you allow yourself to feel that insecurity and still take the action, still, do it, still go for it, still take the steps that feel right for you, just as long as you move. That's just as long as you take the steps forward, then that is what you need. The problem lies in when you're basically numbing yourself, or when you're not doing anything yourself, not doing anything, when you're paralyzing yourself because of that fear. So allow yourself to feel insecure, let it be, and then still move on. Still do it. Still do it. Still at least communicate or act in a way that conveys certainty, even though you might not feel that certain at that point. Because here's the thing. Sometimes the action precedes the feeling of certainty, but by doing it, actually it's a little bit like bluffing, but actually by doing it, by a lot, just getting into that state, and by keep doing it, you will discover that you will feel more secure as time goes by. Nobody has ever become good at something simply from theory. Nobody has ever really gotten good at something without doing it. And when you allow yourself to not feel entirely sure from the beginning, but you still do it, that certainty will grow over time. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I like to recommend is that you manage your state. And with managing your state, I mean that you control how you feel and how your body, basically in what state your body is. Because a lot of insecurity manifests in, you can even see it in your posture. You might, your shoulders might go down a little bit. You might make yourself a little bit smaller, and that doesn't work. Your physiology has a great impact on how certain you can convey yourself, how certain you can be around your clients. So managing your state yourself, making sure that you feel strong and powerful, is a very, very important aspect of, bringing out that certainty towards your clients. So how can you do that? Well, I can only share what works for me. And what works for me is, one of the things that's very powerful for me is music. I put on music, really powerful songs with great lyrics that really empower me, and they make me grow, basically. And by playing that music, whether I'm in the car before I go to a meeting or in my home and I dance around, that just really, puts me in the right state of mind. Apart from music, there's also movement. The movement, your body, the way your body moves really, really has a huge impact on how you can feel. Like going to a gym afterwards, you feel really, empowered, you feel fit, you feel, well, at least satisfied, even though before that you might not feel like going to the gym. So moving, whether it's dancing or doing a workout, yoga, whatever you want to do, or maybe just taking a walk, it can really make sure that you're managing your state even better. And what I'd also recommend when it comes to managing your state is make sure that you do enough self-care practices. And that is something that a lot of people aren't good at. They don't really take care of themselves, but I can guarantee you, when you start making choices that really benefit your own health, you will feel a lot better, healthier, more fit, more powerful, and that will always transfer to how you present yourself to your clients. At least one self-care practice a week, well, that should definitely be doable, whether it's taking an extensive shower or having a walk in nature, whatever works for you. The third thing that you can do to really convey certainty to your clients, it works especially well if you're in direct contact with them, whether it is in front of a group or whether you're in front of you're doing a video, or maybe just having a one-to-one meeting, and that is hand gestures. Your hand gestures and the way that your body moves around the way that you talk can actually really convey a lot of certainty. I mean, there's a difference when you're talking like this, maybe even looking down, or whether you're using your entire body to express what you mean. Now, I am a pretty expressive person, so for me that is a very natural thing, but I had to learn certain hand gestures because I know that that really conveys a certain level of certainty. So look at what I'm doing. This movement, this hand gesture can really create a certainty around a certain statement that I make. So I would say that, make sure that your hand gestures really work with whatever you're saying. And this, for example, can be a very open hand gesture around something that is more, they call this the lover hand gesture. So this is a very open and friendly and kind hand gesture. This is very certain, where you're really positioning yourself and what you're saying. And this is more of a softer version of that. So these are hand gestures that really emphasize your message, and that really works when you're talking to people. Okay, so the fourth thing that you can do is actually around the use of words. Use strong statements. Don't beat around the bush, but really dare to say what you believe in. You can even start a sentence with, I really believe that, or I strongly believe in. Maybe you could even say that I am convinced that, whatever, I'm convinced that words have such power. Those are statements that, well, you cannot really get around it, can you? For people, it is like, all right, he or she knows what they're talking about. This something, especially when you use the word is, to be, or that verb, that really conveys certainty around what you believe. Beliefs as the final thing that I would recommend that you do is to focus on the customer relentlessly. So we tend to make things about us as individuals, even though we are not our brand. We just represent it. The whole brand of the business and the product is not who we are. But still we tend to make everything about us. It's like when something fails, it's like a personal failure, or when something is not good enough, it's up to us. And of course we have a big influence on it, but the more that you focus on yourself, the more that you're stopping yourself. We are our own worst enemy sometimes. So focus on the customer relentlessly and make sure that it's about them. And the more that you immerse yourself in your own insecurity, the more you're stopping your customers from actually benefiting from what you have to give them. So really make sure that you don't make it about you too much. It's not about that. But if you have that higher purpose, I can guarantee that that focus on that higher purpose, that higher goal, the customers, all the people that you might be able to help, that you might be able to move forward, that is what it should be about. I really, really hope that inspires you guys. It's been a pretty long video, but you know what? This is so important, because I really believe that if you have such a strong message inside of you, if you have something that you have a gift that it deserves to be seen, it deserves to be voiced, it deserves to be manifested into this world. And for that, we are a vessel, we are a channel to bring that. So allow yourself to grow into that certainty and allow yourself to actually help those people. So all right, I hope that this helps. Please give me a like, some love, give me a comment if this inspires you. Please tag people who need to hear this, share this, and if you have any questions, then please let me know. I'm happy to help. See you guys. Bye.